What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for checking out this podcast. I really appreciate it. Before we jump into today's episode, I want to let everyone know May 15th, 2020, dropping a brand new single. It's called You Okay. It's some of the most authentic, real, honest work I think I've ever put out. You can pre-save and pre-order it right now on monroemusic.net, and it'll be available on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, Amazon, wherever you listen or stream music on May 15th. So please check it out, and let's get into the episode. All right. Geez, what day is it? It's Thursday. I know that because I checked my phone. It's Thursday, May 7th, in the middle of this craziness. Oh my goodness. I'm coming to you from New York City, where it's been absolutely crazy. The news, the world, going outside is insane. The lines at every grocery store, still to this day, is pretty nuts. And it's been a while since I've done an update because I haven't had a lot to talk about because I'm freaking sitting at home just like everyone else, redoing my apartment about 1,000 times, ordering a lot on Amazon. That's a good one. And working on a lot of music and trying to release a song in a pandemic, which has been fun and interesting. Towards the end of recording the new single, it's the whole pandemic thing kind of kicked in and started off, and we were lucky enough to finish tracking the song right when they said, "All right, you got to stay at home." And we did all the mixing remotely and all that good stuff, and then finally got it mastered. And now what? That's the hardest thing. It's always hard when you're releasing new music after you have the track, the whole now what part. But it's extra complicated now because of the freaking coronavirus. But you keep trucking on, right? You keep working, you keep sending it out, you keep hustling, and you keep working, because if you don't do it, then who the heck else is going to do it for you? Nobody's going to do it for you, because if you're like me, you don't have, $20,000 to spend on a PR person, right? You're your PR person. So we rehauled the website. I overhauled the website, overhauled the social media, overhauled the Spotify page, because now we got the time to do this thing, right? Have the time to do all this stuff. And I'm excited because we're going to have a lot of really cool people on this podcast. It's frustrating. I think this is the most annoying thing that has come from this pandemic for my stuff, is trying to do a podcast remotely. I know it sounds ridiculous, but when you're trying to have a guest on a podcast and the internet connection keeps going in and out, it's really rough. Like I've had so many good interviews that I've done between the last one that you guys heard and this, and it just it gets all distorted and all that, and it's so delayed, and everyone's on the internet. The kids are doing all of their schoolwork on the internet, and people are pretty much on the internet all day. So, I get it. They can only do so much, but it's frustrating. But anyway, so we're in the middle of a pandemic, and what are we doing? So it's either working, redoing your apartment, maybe drinking, watching Netflix, watching Tiger King, probably yelling at your significant other, getting sick of people, hiding in a different room, just going other places to try to find some sort of privacy, trying to go for walks outside a little bit with this whole face mask thing that is probably pressed against your face so much that it drives you freaking nuts, and watching TV and watching these stupid people protesting stay at home. And in New York, we have Governor Cuomo, who is, I'm not huge into politics, and nor do I like to share my views often. But this dude's freaking great and freaking hilarious. I love when he gets so mad. When he gets mad, he gets short and snippy, and it's pretty freaking hilarious. Especially, I was reading the people in Illinois, not all people, the people that are protesting in Illinois with the stay-at-home orders that are walking around the streets now with Nazi writing saying work I'm sorry, yeah, I think it says work will set you free, which was right above the entrance to Auschwitz, which is Nazi propaganda during the freaking Holocaust. What? What is wrong with you? Oh my God. People are just losing their damn minds. So Cuomo sees all this protesting and says, well, if you want to work, go freaking work. If you want to have a job and you want to be an essential worker, go sign up to be an essential worker and work. But I don't think that these people want to do that. I think these people want their jobs back, their normal whatever jobs they freaking have at this freaking coal mill or whatever the fuck they're doing. But they're being selfish, walking around without masks on, walking around just mass gathering. It's just so selfish because it's not about your freaking health. It's about the health of the people around you. And they're just, it's disrespectful. It's selfish. Florida, what's good, Florida? Stop fucking going to the beach. It's not social distancing on the fucking beach, Florida. Man, people are just getting so selfish. I understand that it sucks, and I understand that you want to get back to work, and I know it sucks to be in your house and be stuck in the house. But what would suck a lot more is being dead. I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of people putting up these articles that this is all hoax, in the words of the stupidest fucking president that has ever held office. And I don't know. I'm sure that there's a lot of exaggeration in media, of course, and with politicians and the political plays, but I don't really know if this is a hoax, my friends. I think that people are actually dying, and it's terrible, and you should do your best to protect you and your family and just stay inside. Now, I am 28, soon to be 29 on June 2nd, if anyone wants to send me a birthday card. And I don't have kids right now, but I understand a lot of families have kids, and it's really hard, especially the kids want to get out, which, I understand. The kids are like puppies. They want to go outside. They want to have fun. They want to go play with their friends. They want to go play in the park or whatever. So I understand that that's really rough. And I understand that people have been laid off and have lost their paycheck, maybe don't qualify for unemployment. And I understand that that's really stressful and really hard. And like a $1,200 stimulus check in New York City really doesn't do much for you. But at the same time, man, like your health and just being alive is worth a lot more than that. I haven't really been going out at all. I haven't been going to the grocery store much at all. So I've been playing Chopped in my apartment with whatever ingredients I find making a dish. I just don't time myself. But I don't know. I think it's really, really selfish to be going outside without masks and kind of doing all these gatherings. Luckily, I haven't really seen it much where I am. I'm sure it is happening. But that's just my view on it. So there's not really much to go about, unfortunately, other than giving you my views and telling you what's been going on in my life. And I'm excited to get this new music out. It's just a little quick update. I'm gonna try to do more of these weekly updates because um, I think that I have no excuse not to do it now. And I think on the next podcast, I'm going to try to have a better remote podcast and have my buddy Alex on it, who does branding and marketing. And he may have some really good insights on what we can do in this time as artists to get your brand out there, and what kind of work can you put in on your website, on your branding. What can you do at home, even just sitting in front of a computer, that you can kind of overhaul your brand and kind of set yourself up for success. So whilst, putting out new music and putting out new stuff, or posting on social media, and what do we do after this? I think he may have some really good insight, so I'm really excited to have him on and to talk about that stuff, because he's helped me a bunch in my new release, and he helped me do all the artwork and came up with all these amazing ideas. So he is going to be an invaluable asset, and I'm really excited to get his view on what we could be doing right now. And I think in the next episode, kind of start this off here now. Where do we go from here as artists? It's so weird because I follow bands in town. I don't know if everyone's familiar with it. It is kind of like an application, if you will, and it kind of tells you when your favorite bands, or whatever bands you like, are playing in your town or close to your town. And it's been notifying me and sending me emails and little alerts on my phone, but it's all streaming, which is interesting. I wonder, and it would be cool to get everyone's opinion on this. So message me, like on Instagram or wherever. Where do you think the music industry is going? Is it going to be stream centric? I don't foresee concerts coming back anytime soon. Maybe next year, which is crazy, and it's going to kill a lot of artists that are not going to get paid to go do shows, because, as you know, we make our money on shows and merch sales. Getting a penny from, or a tenth of a penny from a Spotify stream ain't going to pay rent. So I'd be curious to get you guys' input on where the music industry is headed, or just any artistic industry. Broadway's shut down. TV, films are pushing their release dates to next year. I'm curious to see if we're going to be a much more internet-centric industry. It could be something interesting to think about. But thank you guys for checking in on this podcast, and I'm happy to check in on you. And we'll talk soon.